What's up, man? Can you see me? Hey, Ben, how you doing? We'll wait for a couple minutes to let a couple more people get on here so they can see what's going on. Hey, Tiff. I had to call an audible today to get on here because I have no way of talking to a lot of people at one time when something develops. Um, excuse me. Just give me a second. Hey, Chris, can you post that flyer in the messenger? Focus official, something that they had definitely had to go down. He had a live stream yesterday. Yeah. Somebody say, "Hey, Keith." I can't see your name, but hey, how you doing? Tiffany Martin said, "I went to Roanoke today, and there were only one person there at the shop. Comedian Adam. Yeah, that's what this is about. And thanks for the support, Tiff. I appreciate that. You want me to explain why there's a lot of police at the plant? Maybe something happened for a lot of police to be at the plant, but they're going to step up their efforts. Excuse me. They will be stepping up. The police will be stepping up their efforts around the plant. You're going to be more visible because of the strike season. The strike season. But I don't know if a crime happened or somebody owed child support or I don't know. Who the police have been paid? Who's paying the police? I don't know, Ben. I don't know. Norman Lloyd. No, we didn't get the call directly. Arlington go out. But if you wanna participate, I got a message for you. Okay, what time is it? I've been on 5 minutes. All right, so let me get to this. As you guys may already realize, that CCA and the uh, the Mopar Part Distribution Center, they are very small local. They may have up to like 125, 150 max, and they have a very young membership. What I mean by very young membership, it's not a new local, but the membership are young. So there's a lot of things that they're going to need help on. Tomorrow, they're going to use our hall so they can register for their benefits between the hours of 8 to 4. So they coming to our hall, they be rolling in, they getting their benefits. Meanwhile, they're going to need help on their gates during that time. I know a lot of people been asking me when can they go over to help out. When, what needs to be done. This is when I need you, because they need to man those gates at all times. Tomorrow between the hours of 8 to 4, can we get people to go over to the CCA in Roanoke and the Mopar Part Distribution Center over in Carrollton, whichever one is closer to you. All right, they both are union brothers and sisters. That's local 816 out in Roanoke, and local 2360 out in Carrollton. They need us. They need our help, and I'm asking that between the hours of 8 to 4 tomorrow, if you can volunteer some time to go out there and hold the line while they get registered for their benefits, it would be greatly appreciated. All right, they on opposite ends, so you can choose whichever one is closer. That's the good part about it. But they need our help. I'm gonna be between all three: the Union Hall, local A116, and local 2360. So my Sunday is jam packed tomorrow. I will miss the NFL. Um, it would be nice if people can correlate. If you guys can correlate a time and have different sets of caravans going at different times, and if you could take some bottled water or a box of potato chips or something and drop it off for a donation to them. Very small local, very young local. And between the hours of 8 to 4 tomorrow, let's hold the lines. So here's the address to um, CCA in Roanoke. That's the GM Parts Distribution Center. That address is 301 Freedom Drive, Roanoke, Texas 76262. That's 301 Freedom Drive, Roanoke, Texas 76262. There it is on the screen. Thanks, Chris. The local 2360 is 2205 East Beltline Road, Carrollton, Texas 75006. They need our help. They need our help, and we need to support them. This is the time that we stand up in solidarity and show our support for our union brothers and sisters. They on strike, and it's a tight fight. So we need to go over there and hold the line for them. They will be at our hall tomorrow because they have to register for benefits between the hours of 8 and 4. So from what I understand, as they trickle out the hall, they're going to come over to the line and hold the line. But until then, those gates are going to be bare, and we don't know how long they will be at the hall. But we do know between the hours of 8 and 4, they will be there. So I'm asking if you guys can help out and show some solidarity, take some pictures, maybe do some live, and let's hold that line. Um, there will be information about overtime. The chairman will be coming with some information. Uh, so look for it. It's coming. I still say no breaks. We ask you to voluntarily not work breaks and lunches. There are specific details because we realize that paint have a different situation back there with the tag relief. And I remember on an expired contract, you are to adhere to what's established in the contract. That's why it makes it easy to not work breaks and lunches because that's established in the contract. That's normal. Volunteering for breaks and lunches is not established in the contract. So, and I'm talking local and national. So, if we have a tag relief system, and that's what's been going on before the expired contract, I would expect you to stick to those rules. Well, nobody getting in no trouble. All right. Okay, Dale, here you going out to Roanoke. I'm close to Roanoke too. Yes, Dwayne. You just show up. Over there in Roanoke. You guys gonna park. I know you're gonna look like, where do we park? You just park along the curb. I've already spoken with the police. They okay with that. We just parking on the curb. Um, and you guys are gonna have to march in the street because there's no sidewalks out there. And that's okay too. They understood that and they said okay. So just march in front of that driveway right there. And we just go into a circle. Um, 23. When you get over the 2360, solid follow the same routine as they have there. You see how they park over there. The main thing is, let's show up in numbers. Let's hold them down because these gonna be the same people that hold us down in the event that we go down. It sounds like I'm rapping. So I hear there's a lot of back and forth. I got a lot of calls today. To whoever you are that gave out my phone number, I guess I appreciate it because it's the new 911 now. Um, and I was being sarcastic when I say I appreciate it. But I get a lot of calls. I'm getting a lot of calls. I can't tell you guys to understand this. I work at the Union Hall. Okay, since we've been planning a strike, all my time has been spent in the Union Hall. So that's the reason why you haven't seen me in the plant. And if you do see me in the plant, it's because I'm attending a meeting. I don't know what's on the floor. I don't know who's saying what. And I'm not the one to react. I'm not the one to go off hearsay. But when I get a lot of complaints about the same thing, I'm going to address it from a factual perspective. The the president of the International Union asked us not to work, not to volunteer for uh, lunch and breaks. That's who I follow. And the national asks me to do something, I do it. I support my president. Whoever holds that seat, and that's the leader, that's who I support. Um, it was asked that we not volunteer for lunch and breaks, and we shouldn't. Now, all this other stuff that people want to call and say, to me, I understand what you're saying. I understand how you feel, but it's never my telephone has never rung about why you doing this. You can't do this. You can't do that. No one has ever called me and said express any concern about it. No one. No one. So it's hard for me to address that. I'm not saying you calling me lying, but I can't move on hearsay. But I could tell you that from a factual point of view that the rally is supported by international and regional. Volunteering not to work for lunch and breaks is supported. All the other stuff in between, all the other things, what's been said, what you can't do, and who's telling you this and that, I can't really speak to that. I can't speak to that. But what I can say is what I know. And I know that you can voluntarily not work lunch and breaks. I know that. And the choice is yours. I know that. Um, I know that you can participate in the rally on public property. I know that, to be factual. Anything other than that, I can't help but to see is fear mongering or scare tactic or whatever. I don't know. You know, again, no one has called me, expressed any concern about if it's legal or if it's wrong, or did I talk to management about it. Me and management have talked about it, and they are aware of it. So where you guys getting your information and you calling me with this, it's kind of hard for me to understand. Okay. And if you're looking for a reason or excuse not to do it, you don't have to go through all that. Just don't do it. You got the choice. You don't have to make up a reason, scare tactic. Scare tactic. that you want to participate, that's cool. That's your choice. Welcome to America. You got a choice, you know? But yeah, um, this is going to be pretty short. Do anyone have any questions? Good idea. Good idea, Tim. It is a lot of truck traffic out in Roanoke. And if you have an orange dress, anything, yeah, bring it with you. If you have a hat between the hour, if you have a hat, although it cooled down some, but it's still hot, I encourage you bring your hat, bring some water and some sunscreen. That sun killed me for the time when I was out there. I even got darker. Get you a hat, keep your head covered. Get you some sunscreen, protect your skin. Get you some sunglasses, protect your eyes. Get you some water so you can stay hydrated. Ben, if being asked, I'm asking if cops are off duty being hired by GM. I can't. I don't know the particulars of that. I do know the police will have a presence in the event that we go on strike. Kristen Lee says, per my upper management, they said we have extra police right now because their cars got vandalized last time. So I think they're doing what they in the event. Okay, Kristen, thanks. People ever helping. I'm planning to participate tomorrow. Facts. What's wrong though? I see a lot of people saying they'll be there tomorrow. And so I would greatly appreciate if Tiffany, they need everything out there. They're gonna need everything out there. Okay. So whatever we can bring, whatever we can uh excuse me, whatever we can donate that they can use, let's do it. I spoke to their chairman earlier today, Adam. Um, and I let him know that we're gonna have him covered from the hours of eight to four out there on the line for him. And then this is voluntary time. You will not get in trouble for going to strike in your voluntary time. You can do that. Okay. You have every right. If that's what you want to do in your off time. That's what you want to do. Yeah, in your spare time is help support your brothers and sisters. You have that right to do that. You can do that. You won't be in trouble for that. So may do as you see fit. If somebody talk you out of it by fear, somebody put fear in you to make you not want to participate, that's on you. All right. I strongly encourage you guys to start reading your constitution, start reading your national contract so you can make an informed decision on your own. Don't lean so much on word of mouth. Because I've learned even there are leaders that don't know contract or constitution and speak with authority. So I encourage you to do that. Durant Crate Creeks. We need to show up in both places. Yes. Oh, yes. We just show up there. Jeez, you guys in red shirts. Hours 8 to 4, and the reason being from 8 to 4 because they will be at our hall using our hall so they can register for their benefits. So that in between time, that gap time, we need to have them covered. So if you guys can help me spread the word throughout the plant on your shift and through your team, and maybe we can make an event out of it tomorrow, it would be greatly appreciated. Okay. And I'm gonna be at both locations, all three locations and the hall. Um, I guess I'll put it on here when I move. That's where where my locations are and everything. And I hope I can see 276 out there. And do wear red shirts. Do wear your red shirt. It don't even have to be a union shirt. Just wear red. We prefer a union shirt, but I know your union shirts on wearing union shirts 5 days. I know it's a tight fight because it's a tight fight for me, but just wear a red shirt if you can. Tiffany Martin, you said we have some Monday from UAWD flyers. UAWD flyers. Can you pass out flyers on your own time? Tiffany, we can't. It depends. It depends on what the flyer says. It's certain things you can't pass out in the plant. So your best bet is not pass it out in the plant. Because that's a blurred line at this time. That's blurred. And a lot of people don't know the legal language, what you can say, what you don't, what you can't, what you can say, and what you can't say. So just to stay away from that. Just don't pass it out in the plant. That's about the best advice I can give you. If it has anything to do with rally, strike, or anything like that, don't pass it out on their property. And don't pass it out in the plant. Just to be on the safe side. Okay, just to be on the safe side. Dwayne, you say it's 8 to 12. Okay, right now is whatever you can donate. However much time that you can donate. If you can only donate an hour, because I realize I do understand how 1 hour is a I understand doing something on the spur of the moment on a Sunday, our only day off. That's to be kind of taxing. So if you're going to give an hour, we appreciate that. If you get 2 or 3 hours, we appreciate that. And some people can get a whole shift. We appreciate that. Whatever you can give, this is donation, donating your time, and it's greatly appreciated. Uh, Leash Hall, can you? It's better that you drop it off at the site. It's better that you drop it off at their site than our hall because we already have enough problem at our hall storing stuff for our membership. And yeah, don't take your stuff to their site if you're going to donate something. If you're on sick leave, can you go and help out? I'm If you're on sick leave, can you go and help out? Uh, yeah. If you're on sick leave, I want to encourage you to go out there to help out. You don't want to get in no trouble. They do have some strike signs, but they may need a couple more. When I was out there, they had a few. Um, they may need a few more. Okay, that's all I want to report out to you guys. If you can spread the word that our two neighboring locals need our help for tomorrow. Um, you guys had the address. Chris, can you post that flyer one more time? Here's the flyer with the addresses, and instead at 2 o'clock, we anywhere from between 8 and 4. Let's give as much support as we can. Okay, guys. I appreciate you tuning in for me. Spread the word. It's the only way I can get a word out on the spur of the moment. So I depend on you a lot to share the information. All right. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, okay. Folks, official said they don't have any out there. Okay, so maybe we can get some from a hall that take out there. Hey, Chris, Asia wants to know if you can post that flyer on the site. I believe that's what she asking. So I wish you all well, and some of y'all I will see tomorrow. Wait a minute, Lola said, "What?
The flyer is posted in the groups.
Okay, it's posted in the groups." Lola asked, "Why did overs and unders drop out of the conversation?" Um, overs and unders are voluntary, but we have to be people get confused because we have a situation over there on the skinny, as they call it, learned that yesterday on the skinny, where we don't want to lose work con- to contractors over there on that end. So if I go ahead and say do not work, don't work any voluntary overtime at all, overs and unders, some people gonna misunderstand that and say, you know what, that's everything and everybody. You know what I mean? So just for me to leave that whole over and unders alone, because overs and unders in the body shop, working on the line, yeah, we're talking about that. But overs and unders over there in final with where they are already in a battle um with contractors, we're not talking about that. But you can't I can't get specific like that because there's other little small other areas and pockets throughout the plant that affects too. So it's just easier for me to keep it broad, keep it simple. Don't work. We ask you not to volunteer for lunch and breaks. All right. In fact, to be, and when I say that, I'm not even applying that to my paint people because paint people are on tag relief. Tag relief, they have a different system back there. I've never worked tag relief. I've never been in a tag relief system, and apparently this that people trying to show solidarity is affecting the workflow and everything. So I can't even ask them to do it because I don't understand tag relief as it relates to paint. They have a unique system. So I'm just trying to keep it as short and general as possible. The chairman said he's going to come out with something, some information, and maybe he would address that. Then again, I'm not in the plant. I'm at the hall. Leadership asked us not do voluntary overtime. Um, but here I am. Okay, yeah, you familiar with both. So if I just said don't do any voluntary overtime, we may end up losing work. That's not what union about. We're here to keep work. We are already in the battle with some contractual areas. But somebody working over at unders over on the dough line, I don't see that. You can volunteer and not do that. You know what I mean? Somebody working overs unders over in the sales, I don't see that. But they should help sell jobs. They losing sell jobs to robots anyway. So what's the point? Um, yeah. So I will wait for the chairman till he put out specific language, and let's see. But yeah, that's why it's not being talked about because it's a blanket statement. In certain areas, it's kind of the competition is stiff with contractors. Okay, and if they in those areas they don't work the over and unders, they will bring a contractor in there because they already have a contractor in there that's looking to get that work. And that, from what I understand, that's final repair. The line over there where they dry the cars out, the skinny line, maybe. I think that's the skinny. Oh no, that area over there where they dry the cars out into the lot, that's under threat of contractual work. So on and so forth. It takes the chairman to break it down specifically. Um, but throughout the other plant, you got other little small pockets here and there that if they don't do the overtime, it goes out to contract work. But as far as us work that's on that line, doing rivets and bolts and rosebuds and all that, that don't apply to you. You can volunteer. You can volunteer. So I leave it at that. So I just stick to lunch and breaks. I stick to lunch breaks. Somebody said we're losing repair work every day. What do you mean you losing repair work every day to contractors? Okay, if you losing work every day to contractors, some ain't right. I don't. I'll leave that on. I'll let your chairman handle that part of it. Wait a minute. What about the team leaders staying when line time is called 4 hours? Shouldn't that be considered overtime? No, if they call it line time, because you got to remember they got 1 hour. The 1 hour you have to stay. If they call it late line time, they got that. That's built in the contract somewhere. I remember that when I first hired in. That's a staple. They call it line time for 1 hour. You still got to work that. So anything over that and it's not scheduled is voluntary. It's voluntary. Can't nobody make you work overtime except for that mandatory Saturday. But there you have it. So again, it boils down to you and how you see fit. Um, what about team lead staying line time? It's called 4 hours. Line time's called 4 hours. Oh, I get what you're saying. So if they send people home in 4 hours and the team leaders stay, now that's not considered overtime because that's still their shift. That's still their shift. If they're ordered to stay, that's still their shift. Your contract say eight to 9 hours a day. So even if they come in and say Tom, Dick, and Harry can go home, they can still ask you to stay for the 8 hours. Then no, I mean, you got a choice to stay, but that's not the same as staying over. That's not the same. Yes, they force us team leaders to stay because you're bound to 8 or 9 hours a day. Read the contract. I encourage everyone to read your contract. They can't force you to work over those hours, but within those hours, they can enforce that. Okay, I'm gonna sign out because I ain't expect to be on this long. Damn, that's almost 40 minutes already. So I will see some of you guys tomorrow at some of these sites. All right. Please take plenty of pictures. Say what it is. Love it. Yeah, go ahead and get my theme music. Love and good night, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.